Yo, what up, everybody? It's your boy D, and what I'm going to be showing you is the MPC software as the DAW. Now, a lot of people, whenever I mention the MPC software as a DAW, always compare it with the MPC. Always compare it with Pro Tools, and that's because I've used Pro Tools for over 10 years, like probably over 15 years. I've been using Pro Tools, and for something like the MPC software to come out with their, with audio recording, and to basically have the MPC software set up as a DAW, it is basically just as good as Pro Tools. And I can tell you right now, if I record on Pro Tools and I record a session on the MPC software, you will not know the difference. You're not. So I'm gonna tell you right now, if you have the MPC software and you have a MPC, that's all. You don't need anything else. That's all you need. You don't need GarageBand. You don't need Studio One. You don't need any of them. The MPC software is gonna be able to do all that. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not gonna say everything because there's only a few tiny little things that they need to add. And it's not, they're programmers that they have a programming team that actually can add all this. They already added the majority, the big stuff they already added. It's just little stuff that anybody could miss or, just didn't, oh yeah, we forgot about that. Let's add that in here. So that's easy to add. Now, when I usually come in and set up I don't know why I'm yelling. Well, whatever. I don't know if I'm yelling or whatever. But this is how I come and set up my MPC as a DAW. Now, when I first launch it, I take away this keyboard here and I load up the mixer window. The mixer window is going to be on the other side, and I can show you that in 2 seconds. I can show you what that looks like. So, oops, let me drag this over here, and I'll show you what. So this is the other screen right here, and so this is how the mixer window is set up. Now, let's go back to the first window. All right, so now I will go up here so it can show audio tracks, and I will go up here to audio. Now let's add a couple. It starts off with one audio track, and you can add more, as I just did just now. So I added 6 audio tracks. We'll select that one right there. Now, what I do is I go to time correction because I don't want it to put everything, like line everything in a box. I don't want everything lined up in a box like that. So I'm taking off the time correction. And then I'm also making sure that my metronome count in is off and enable is off. Because I don't want, when I start recording, I don't want it to tick. I don't want to hear the ticking. And I usually go right here to time display and put it on time. Okay? So those are a few things that I do when I first load it up, when I'm about to set up for recording. Now, I will go. Now I'm gonna show you what I do from the other screen. Even though I can do it from this screen, I'm gonna show you from the other screen. Now, from here, I usually load up. I usually highlight I hold down Shift, and I click on all my tracks because I'm gonna actually set the input. So while still holding Shift down, I usually go to input, go to mono. Oops. Sorry about that. Go to mono, go all the way up to input 1 because that's where my input. And you see it changed all of them for me. And then since this right here, let me bring this up a little bit so you can see. Since this right here is my sub mixer, I usually put my effects, anything that I'm gonna use on this, whether it's reverb, compression, or anything on, like let's go to here. Let's go to waves, and let's go to, I go to compressor. I use this one right here. and I hit select. So now that compressor is on there. And sometimes I usually go to here, set up for speech compressor, and then I leave it. Usually I keep it right there. Now, from here, now say I'm gonna record and I want to send the effects from track 1 or track 2. Here go the tracks right here. Here go the tracks. You can see the name, and you can name these tracks if you want to. You can double click it and you can name it whatever. You can name it, if you want to name it, if you want to name it your chorus, your main vocals, you can name it whatever. Right from here, double clicking right down here. Double click that, just rename it like that. All right, so say if I want to send track 1 to submix 1, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go here, or actually I'm sorry, I'll go to the output right here, and I will go to submix, and I will tell it submix 1. So now any effects, whatever effects that I want to be on submix 1, I put in here, and then I'll send that to that submix, and then that's how you bring all your that's how you're gonna bring all your effects, whether if it's reverb, delays, whatever. You can't put it all on the same one. You could put it. I could put it here if I wanted to, but then when I go to track 2, am I gonna put it there again? If I go, you could just send them all to one location. Whether if I put it on, I might not want track 2 to have a reverb in it, and if I put a reverb here, you know what I'm saying, I don't want it to have a reverb, so I'll send it, you can send it to here. You basically can send it to wherever. You get the point of it. So that's basically the main way that I set up my tracks to, when I'm about to record using the MPC software. Now we're gonna come back over to this right here. Now, like I was saying before, one thing that I was complaining about. Actually, before I get into that, I'm gonna get into this. See where it says bars right here? If I didn't make the beat, say if I'm gonna drag a MPC file in. I mean, not an MPC file, MP3 file. Say somebody comes in, they want to record, and they want me to, they want a beat from YouTube or whatever, and I download the beat and I make it into an MP3 format. Now, I'm going to come here and I'm going to grab an MP3 form. I'm going to grab an MP3 file. See this right here? It says 1, 2. Now I'm going to drag it in. Now I'm going to show you something. So I'm going to drag it in. So now it's in there. Now, I want you to see, when I press play,
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
It's going to go to the end and it's going to start over again.
1, 2, 1, 2.
That's because it's on loop, and also because it's only set at 2 bars. So you would want to set it to a longer. Let me take this one out. And let me get a something that's a lot longer, like a all right, here. I'm gonna think this right here. All right, so let's take this one. So this is gonna be basically a whole beat or whatever, whatever it is. So like I said, it's gonna be short because it's only 2 bars. So what I want to do is I want to take these bars and make them longer. See what it says bars right here? It's at 60 right now. Now I want to see how long is this. So hold on, let me go to here. Let me stretch this out and see what the end looks like. See, I'm still not to the end. So what I usually do is I usually go to like 120, 125 at first, just to see where the beat ends. See, now I see the beat end, whatever this is, it ends at 122 bars. But I can see that it actually ends a little bit sooner. Let's see what the end of this. Oh, damn. I didn't mean to start at the beginning, but let's see right here. Let's see what the end of this is. All right, so it ends there. So I know I can take this, bring it down to there, end it right there, and see where it's at 96. 97. I'm gonna bring this back down to 97. My bars. 97. So now this actually goes to the end. Where that ends that's where that instrumental would end. So if somebody's rapping, that's where the instrumental would end. And this would be the beginning. Now this is the thing that I want to show you. So say if I'm on the beat is on track 1, and I start laying down vocals. And I want to add another track. I want to add a double underneath this one. If I go here and I go to if I go to the track section right here and I click add a track, it doesn't add it underneath where I want it. If I want to add it under here, they got MPC make it so that wherever I'm highlighted, and if I click add a track, that it should add a track underneath there. Or I should be able to grab a track from here and drag it up to where, now I can take this and drag it down, you know, and reorder it like that. But if I got something that's broken up, then I don't want to do that. I want to be able to just slide it down. I don't know if you know what understand what I mean, but I want to be able to do that. And if I want to be able to select right here, it should bring this marker right where I want it to go. And I should be able to punch in right at any point. Like, all right, so I got it. My timestamp basically is right here. If I click punch in, I shouldn't have to come here and drag it all the way over. I shouldn't have to do that. It should start right where I'm punching it. It should, right where this is at, that punch in should happen right there. Now, I don't know if there's a setting for it that I can change somewhere. If it is, somebody please show me. Sequence. Where am I looking at now? Sync. Let's see. Start time 0. I'm not sure. I don't think this is the hardware. See, I don't see anything where it says for that punch in. Projects, auto load files, drag and drop, audio tail length, bypass, MIDI, audio. See, there's no place for this. There's no place for that, for me to set that punch in. Let me see. Audition and preview, audition, autoplay 10, Q preview, what's that about? Before, after, I have no idea. Slice preview, audio warp, audio tracks, warp, detection, bank button. There's nothing. There's nothing that I see that I can make it so that I can punch in. So what I have to do is I have to drag it all the way over here. Have to drag this over here, find out, you know, make sure that's where I'm punching in at, and then, you know, and then punch in. But it's going to stop right at the end of this. What it should do is, what it should do, when I select punch in, I'm going to show you what it should do. When I select punch in at any point, it should start wherever this is at, and when I punch in, it should keep going. The only time it should be able to stop is if I make it, like, move it like this. Once I move it, then I'm setting a start point and a stop point. But when it's like this, that should just be the start point, period. Until I separate it, there should not be an end point. It should just continue on until I stop it manually. All right, but once I move it like this, then I'm setting a start point and I'm selecting a stop point. So that should be corrected. All right. Also, there should be a you know, what is it? A pre-roll. So if I'm starting to punch in from here, soon as I press play, it shouldn't start from there. It should not start from there. I should be able to set a pre-roll. And the pre-roll should start wherever I set it. If I set it for 5 seconds, it should be 5 seconds. I set it for 10 seconds, 20 seconds. That's so when the person's rapping, they can get into it. Now, I can do it manually by going like this, But you know, you don't want to keep using that mouse. You want shortcuts, and the shortcut would be to just press record and record and play, or overdub and play, and it should automatically know that you set a pre-roll, and it should jump to that pre-roll wherever your timeline starts at, whether it's there, or whatever. That it should automatically set up a pre-roll for you. Now, some of these things that I'm talking about might be in the previous video, but I just wanted to show you guys how I set up to record in full DAW mode. Now, if I were to make a beat, and this is the good thing about it, is that if I were to make a beat using delete that out of there, the MPC software, of course I'm going to keep my metronome in there. I'm going to keep everything in there before, and keep it on MIDI until I make, until after I make that beat. So I would, I'll be at home here, and I would make my beat, and then I would go, then I can set it to however many bars I want. So say if I make a 8, and this is the best thing about it. So say if I make a beat and it's 8 bars, and I didn't put it in the song mode or anything yet. I just said, nah, I'm just not gonna put it in song mode. I want the person to go in and just sing over the 8 bars. But what I would do is that I'd copy those bars and make it to like, enough, like 98 bars or whatever, enough for the length of the song. And then I'll have them record. You can record the whole song, and then start breaking it down into song mode for yourself, so you can put it, so everything is already there, and then you add effects and everything and mix it down. You can do everything that Pro Tools is gonna you're gonna be able to do. You're gonna be able to mix down. You're gonna be able to do anything you want to do, because when you're at the when you're mixing it down and you're adding all your effects in, like the waves, let's see, you can add, of course, internal effects. I use a lot of wave plugins. When you're using your doubler, just anything that you're using, it's going to show up. So everything that shows up with the Pro Tools software for mixing is the same thing that's going to show up in the MPC software for mixing. So you'll have no trouble as far as mixing. As far as exporting, I found out that you can export a full session and bring it over to Pro Tools if you like, and it'll fall right in place. Somebody showed me how to do that, and so I'm not sure if I did it in another video, but yeah, I think I did. But it does that for you. So I mean, I really don't got too much more to say about this, because everything, it actually works the way you're going to feel comfortable. And once you're using it all the time, and, whether you're making beats or recording vocals or doing anything, I feel that the MPC software became, as one of the best sequencers, to ever have been made, can become one of the best, recording softwares, DAWs, that's out there. Not only just as a sequencer, but as a recording tool, as a DAW. And I'm not saying that it's, like I said, I'm not saying that it's Pro Tools. I'm not saying that it's Studio One. If you want to use any of those, feel free. They're all of them are good. You know what I'm saying? But if you're dedicated to the MPC software, and you want, because I'm gonna tell you, a lot of us that uses any of our equipments that we have, we only probably use like 30, 35 to maybe even less percent of what it can possibly do. And to get up to 50% and 75%, you have to use it all the time. You have to use it for everything. You have to find a way. If it doesn't have it, if it doesn't have a feature, ask for the feature. If it doesn't have a feature, find a way to get around the feature to still get the job done. And And that's how you're going to be able to use more percent of, of what the software can actually do. You understand me? All right, so it's your boy D. Please like, rate, subscribe, share. Please put in requests for anything. I know everybody's gonna say they want chain record, just everything. You know what I'm saying? So just you gotta ask for stuff, man. You can't just sit there and complain about it. You gotta send a message to Akai. If you go down here to the bottom of the screen, where is it at? Provide feedback, report bugs, feature suggestions. You gotta go here and ask for this stuff, because that's the only way that they're gonna get more things into the software. So you go there, and hit continue, and you know what I'm saying, just add, just ask for these things. All right, so I'm out. It's your boy D. I don't think I have anything else to say. If you want me to show you anything, please just put it in the comments below. I'll try to get back to you. I'll do another video if you like. All right, I'm out. Peace.